Welcome to another episode of Part-Time Nerds. I'm Ray, and with me again, as always, Khan.
How's it going, everybody? So this week we're going to be focusing on the movie that just came out. Well, it just came out for us. We don't know how recent it was for you guys. But it's going to be Avengers, the Avengers Infinity War.
That's the one.
We'll cut that out. So we just got finished watching the movie yesterday, and that was actually our second time again.
Yeah, we watched it opening weekend, and we watched it again the following week. So we've seen it 2 times, so fresh in our minds.
Fresh? Rotten? I don't know. Where's it land on the totometer for you, Ray?
Man, screw the totometer. So the damn totometer is just black and white type of rating on a whole nother topic.
Yeah, we're not talking about the system. Rotten Tomatoes is just its own thing.
Like I was talking about.
No, we're not critics.
We're not critics, we're just fans. Oh, there he goes. Now you know how we feel about Infinity War.
Okay, Ray, go ahead. I think I have a better idea of how you felt about the movie more than I do.
You don't know about
You go first this time. What do you think?
I thought it was good.
Okay.
I don't think it was the best, but I mean, it was really good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, so you just escalated to really good.
No. I thought it was good.
Okay. No, really.
Actually, I think it was really good. Oh, man. Damn it. No, because I thought about this. Mm-hmm. Watching it a second time, I liked it even more.
Okay.
Even though I
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign, because conversely, with Avengers 1, the more I thought about it, I thought worse of it.
much like Rogue One, right?
Oh, no, Rogue One I've only seen once. But yeah, what were your first impressions on Infinity War? Round it out.
Infinity War, I felt like it was a summary of every aspect of Marvel movies that I don't like.
Oh, and see.
But I liked it.
What? Wait, what? Oh, I didn't see that coming. Wait, so you... Okay,
They took kind of every Marvel trope and focus where I usually roll my eyes at, but they did it well.
With the right characters? Is that what you're saying?
We'll get into that, but that's kind of my general thought over the whole overall movie. Mm-hmm. That's the feeling I got. Like, I feel like I shouldn't like this movie just based on like the stuff I felt in the past.
Yeah.
And like when I walked out of the theater the first time, I was like, that was pretty good. But I kind of knew that I was going to watch a second time, and I really did feel like
watching a second time
on a second time I probably would walk out kind of But I actually walked out the second time feeling better about the movie.
Yeah, same with me.
So yeah, good on you.
Especially with Infinity War, because that's a very plot-driven type of movie where it's about twists and turns. There wasn't a lot of character development for each character besides the new guy himself, Thanos.
Yeah,
because everyone was all set up with the previous 18, 19 movies.
That's a good point. That's one of the things that I'm pretty much talking about, is that one of the tropes of the Marvel movies that I don't like is that they don't focus on character, they focus on spectacle. Mm-hmm. So movies like Age of Ultron or Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the prior 2 Avengers movies. That's a good tie-in. But I felt like those movies never focused on the character. Mm-hmm. And they were always more focused on like whatever action scenes they're looking at, or like how much can we escalate this. Yeah. So there's very little character development. So it kind of, I want to say like the opposite of Black Panther. Yeah. Where it's character focused and less story focused.
Yeah. But that's the difficulty with these big team movies, big team superhero movies. There's so many stars that are part of this film. It's hard to develop one character and overlook the other.
Yeah. That's the thing. I still hold it as a criticism against this movie. Yeah. But it didn't hurt it as much as I felt like it should. Yeah, just watching the movie. That just means
how well the Russo brothers executed.
Because one of the biggest criticisms I saw when watching the movie is that none of the characters really got that much screen time to really do anything. There was always just like their big moment in the action scene. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but like I'm okay with it with this movie. Yeah, it knew what it wanted to be, and it did it well.
That's called clear direction. Actually, clear direction from the team. Yeah. And then, the pairings of the groups for each of the subplots, they were just perfectly paired, all the groups. Like, say, the Guardians and Thor, and then Rocket and Thor, and then Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Okay. Got Captain America with Black Panther and War Machine. You know, all those different subplots before they all come together at the end.
See, I don't agree with that statement, though.
Oh, you don't like the groups?
No. What I don't agree with is that it all came together in the end, because it didn't. The Iron Man group that was on Titan, Thor was the only one that made it back.
Oh, okay, no, that's what I didn't mean it like that.
But what I'm saying is that as an Avengers movie, the one thing that it absolutely needs to have is having all the Avengers all in one spot at some point. And the movie never did that.
Yeah, I believe that's they're setting it up for the OG Avengers to come in the second film. The ones who actually survived.
Is there a second film? We don't know. It's a standalone movie. No.
Oh yeah.
That's the tagline. They're running a standalone movie.
Yeah.
It like the other movie doesn't even have a release date.
No,
yet, right?
It's next. They're done.
Huh?
It's next year.
It's next year.
I think they're already done with all the true majority of the filming. It's all just reshoots and final touches and post production.
Oh, okay.
They're already done.
I didn't know it was like set for now. I was honestly expecting like 4 or 5 more Marvel movies before they even.
I believe there are only 2. Was it Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel?
The Wasp.
And the Wasp. That's it.
Or Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So he directly goes into the next Avengers movie, Avengers 4.
Okay. And that's
because originally it was titled Avengers Infinity War Part 1, Avengers Infinity War Part 2.
And that didn't go well with the fans.
No, apparently they decided to change the names, and
the
second one they're actually hiding the true title until people get to see the first Infinity War movie.
Yeah, and as I understand it, when they decided to not make it a 2-part movie-ish, they actually kind of reworked the first movie to kind of stand alone on its own to a certain.
Oh yeah,
degree.
that's what they were saying.
And
I don't know if that
for like a
true or not,
for like a mid-production change, I think they relatively closed it up pretty well.
Yeah, because that was their point. Like, oh yeah, it should be closed well.
Yeah, because it didn't end on
own movie.
It didn't end on a cliffhanger. It ended on a failure.
Kind of like a cliffhanger, but at the same time, it looks Thanos won. Look, boom, done. It's over.
I guess you could say he was better than us.
Oh god,
that was bad for cutting
that out. It probably sounded good in your head.
No, it's good. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the movie ended on a failure, and I kind of it's a good change of pace for all these, happy-go-lucky Marvel movies.
No, yeah, it's extremely a good thing.
Extremely?
Yeah.
You're using a lot of hyperbole, man. It was really good.
No, it was really good. The fact that Thanos achieved his goal, his purpose of eliminating half the population, and he won, and Avengers lost.
Yeah, let's touch on Thanos a little bit, and we talked a little bit about this here or there.
Yeah.
We walked away from the movie feeling like Thanos was way more developed than we ever would have guessed.
Yes, and I think a lot to do with that is the fact that I didn't expect much.
Mm-hmm.
I expected especially since he was just going to be a straight-up CGI character, that...
no mocap?
No, it's mocap. I mean, you know what I mean? Where it's not a full human character.
It's not somebody
itself.
in makeup.
Yeah. Like say Vision or...
Yeah, they didn't tape a ball sack of a nutsack to his chin.
So that obviously helps when you have the bar not set extremely high.
Right, because from all the footage we've seen from all like the end credit scenes of like sneak peeks of Thanos, he always seemed like he's the world destroyer.
Yeah, like this big guy.
He's just a bad guy. Just evil by nature. That's what we were led to believe.
Yeah.
And I felt like they did a really good job of like kind of making him think the way he thinks.
Yeah, describing and developing his motivations properly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's
it's insane.
It's drastic.
Yeah.
But
drastic,
I get it.
Insane, but for him it makes sense. That's why he's called the Mad Titan. So
I mean, like every single time you walk through a crowd, you have the same thought as Thanos, right?
Whoa! The 405. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe Thanos has a... No, I'm okay. What else did you like about Thanos, the character? Or, first of all, how did you feel about the actual CGI mocap of the character on screen?
I was okay with the CGI. He looked okay, but his character design, I just wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He just looked bad.
Yeah, his expressions looked good.
He looked convincing, but he just looked bad. He does look a lot different from, like, all the Thanoses we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, his chin is way more defined, and there's, like, way more wrinkles in it. Mm-hmm. And it looked weird.
Yeah.
Compared to, when was the first time we saw Thanos in the Guardians? Was it Guardians or was it Avengers 1?
I think it may be Avengers 1.
Oh, right, because...
Oh, yeah.
Because Iron Man threw the nuke up there. I think he looked way better then than he did now. But back then, they hadn't casted a...
Brolin, yeah, they haven't...
Josh Brolin. He hadn't cast him, so obviously the character's going to change.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling the way he looked. And on top of that...
The expressions he had, though, it looked really
he's a good actor.
It was captured from Brolin.
Yeah. Facial-wise, he was... Well, let's say nose up.
Yeah, I saw the eyes and... The eyebrows, that was a good look.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's the chin. I'm with Peter Quill on this one. I'm not a fan of the
ball, the chin.
Section.
No, yeah, the chin was bad. I think they're just trying to emphasize the chin because that was iconic look for Thanos.
Okay, and
in the comics.
Another thing about Thanos' design, I really did like the way he looked in his armor.
Yeah, why did they?
But the whole movie was just him in like his t-shirt and
he had the armor when he fought Hulk, and that was it.
Yeah,
and then he just took it off.
He's just like in his casual clothes all the time. The entire movie.
Left it in the ship when it blew up, and there goes the armor.
He looked way more menacing in the armor.
Mm-hmm. You know, the gold. Yeah, they look really nice in the armor. I don't know why they threw away the armor.
Purple and gold, man. Lakers.
Purple and gold, baby.
I felt like that was the wrong choice. I mean, it's like it's not even the decision that had to be made. Just give him his armor.
I know. Especially in the war, he's in this bout. You'd think he'd have some kind of protection. I know he has the Infinity Stones, but come on.
I get why they took his armor off, though, for some scenes, like his scenes with Gamora.
Yeah.
They're trying to envision him as more of like a relatable, loving character. So like I feel like that's more easy to identify when he's just in like regular clothes. Mm-hmm. More of like a dad figure instead of being in his armor.
Yeah.
So like when he's with Gamora, I get all that.
But you could take things off and on, you know?
Exactly. But like after he got the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
What was the next scene we saw with Thanos?
After killing Gamora.
The next time we saw him, was it like on Titan?
On Titan.
You literally could have put like his armor back on like off screen and have him show up in his armor on Titan. I wouldn't have blinked.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Although I think that the only possible like plot hole to that is that I don't think he was expecting to find anybody when he went to Titan.
That's true. But you could say he's prepared. You know, he has his armor, his defense is up because you never know what could have happened.
Right.
So, I mean, but yeah, they decided not to use his armor.
Oh, and a quick note, I'm going to be saying a lot of negative things. I don't get why. Because I like the movie. But,
no, that makes sense.
No, but here's the thing. I can't think of why I liked the movie. I just liked it. For the most part.
It was enjoyable. That's one of the things with these Marvel films. You always, when you watch it with your friends too, you just come out of it enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's a nice little spectacle, couple hours, and boom.
Yeah. So I don't, over the course of God knows however many movies they've had, they've never really explained like kind of the qualities of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, it's pretty vague.
Yeah. So like in this movie, for the most part, they're just portrayed as like, you know, non-sentient beings. They're just rocks that give people power. But then for some reason, the Soul Stone needs like this whole ritual. So
pretty
like,
hard to explain. I don't understand.
Yeah, so either. Like the Soul Stone, you need to go through all this stuff to like prove that you're worthy and all that.
And then it just magically appears.
Yeah, but then all the other stones, they're just like he just picks them up, grabs them from people, throws it on.
Get your dragon radar. You
it's
find
like it's the my problem with it was the inconsistency between like the characterization of the stones.
Yeah.
Like, are they sentient? Or do they care? Or are they just literally just objects of power?
Yeah. But for me, though, that didn't really bother me much. It was just one of those things. It's like, it's a comic book superhero film. It's just a random object.
You're being too easy.
In that case, the focus was on everything else. So I didn't mind that. Obviously, that's the negative for me. I mean, that's a very small slight.
For me, it's like, I don't need them to flesh it out. I just need them to be consistent with it. That's the only reason why.
That's true, but at the same time, I don't know anything about the comics. But yeah, they should explain it in the film itself, I guess.
And like what I'm saying is irrelevant of what the comic book backstory is.
Yeah.
The movie needs to be consistent with itself. Yeah. Here's the other thing. How does Thanos and all his minions just like automatically zoom to where the stones' locations are? Do they have some kind of like dragon radar?
Oh, which one?
All of them. They just instantly know where every single stone is. Like, okay, for example, it's obviously explained that Thanos knows there's 2 stones on Earth.
Yeah, that's 2.
Right, but here's the thing. How does his minions just show up and know exactly where on Earth they are?
Well, I know they talked about how, they could sense this power, like this energy, but that means you need at least one of the other stones. Because you know how Vision's Mind Stone, he was able to feel the presence of another stone coming or some kind of energy. But yeah, initially, though, I don't know how they were finding the first stones.
Yeah,
I know, but they try and explain it in that, look, Gamora and Nebula, they are one of the children of Thanos trying to search throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe. So they could find and gather information here and there from their minions.
Right, but the like information stuff like that's on the scale of like knowing which planet it's on. But like once you get to Earth, you can't just like go straight exactly to like the latitude and longitude of where the stone is. That was my problem with it. Like how are they tracking all these stones?
Obviously, it's not clearly fleshed out all the way, but it's so tough for me, it's just another slight.
Yeah, it's like an immersion.
Yeah, but for me, I was even unimmersed because of that. I mean, I watch all these other types of movies and just, crazy fantasy, supernatural things. Like, that didn't bother me as much.
No, that's fine.
That's interesting. I mean, to me, that means it was a really good movie. If those are your gripes,
you think they're
a pretty damn good movie.
You think they're nitpicking?
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. If that's what you're.
I mean, that's fair.
That's
Again,
good.
I like the movie.
Okay,
it's a floating line. If I don't notice it, then you're good. If I notice it, it's a problem.
Okay, so now we know where you're coming from. So all these types of criticisms make sense. It makes sense to me then. Well, it makes sense. That's you. It makes sense.
We'll let that slide. We don't have time for that.
Well, let's get back to Infinity War.
Okay, more since we're on a logical tangent here. Yeah. Okay, you mentioned like when they first found Vision, like in Scotland. So
wait, that's not.
Don't do that. So Scotland and Scarlet Witch are fighting two of the children of Thanos.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get that like they got a cheap shot on Vision, but I feel like Scarlet Witch alone is pretty powerful. But like, okay, they established, okay, these two together are kind of a match for Scarlet Witch, or she's struggling a little bit. And then like, Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon just all come in and instantly just...
That's explainable. Easily explainable. Besides the
element of surprise.
Scarlet Witch is extremely powerful. But I feel like she's not really mastered it, especially when she's overwhelmed. The children I don't know the name of the character that she was fighting. That character was overwhelming her up close. If you're fighting her at range, you're gonna get destroyed. She has all that time to do her little hand magic, and then boom, you're gone. She was overwhelming Scarlet Witch in the front line. She can't do hand-to-hand combat. She was pretty much just playing defense the whole time because of all that aggro.
I still don't see how Black Widow can essentially take one of Thanos' children on her own for the most part of the fight.
It was literally two exchanges. She got an element of surprise slap to the leg, and then that was pretty much she had a block, and then Captain America came in to help and save her. No, but I know the part of it. The thing I know this stems from. You hate Scarlett Johansson, and you hate Chris Evans, or what's her name, Black Widow. And Captain America.
No. This is what we're gonna do. I know where you're coming from because I feel like you see this as a possible flaw, but you want to justify it to yourself because you like Captain America, so you come up with it.
No, actually. Captain America is broken. If you saw at the end, he held Thanos' Thanos was surprised that he held his own, and then he just used his other free arm and knocked out Captain America.
I don't remember Thanos being surprised. I saw that as Thanos just being like,
no, he was like, what? I have 6 stones in my, or 5, was it 5? Yeah, 5 stones in my gauntlet, and he's holding it back.
Imbalance of power. That's, it's Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super, issues. But I will say, Black Widow in this movie, she was probably the best she's ever been. She had very few fight scenes, but the thing is, the fight scenes that she saw, I wasn't watching her fight scenes and just like rolling my eyes. All the stuff she's doing, I felt like it was like realistic, and it was cut, relatively well. It wasn't like these crazy super cuts trying to pretend like she's like flipping around these guys doing like 180s or everything. I felt like they grounded her combat a lot more, and I did feel like it's a lot better.
Oh man,
this time around.
This is crazy. We're just like super nitpicking this movie.
Oh my! What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean nitpicking? I'm giving her a good thing.
No, I'm just saying. Like, what's the Hulk? How'd you feel about the Hulkbuster was egregious.
Oh yeah,
it was horrible.
That
CGI.
Was bad. Yep, when he's just floating around like he's a liquid being in his Hulkbuster.
It looked like it just inserted it at the end. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but I felt like the Hulkbuster armor itself didn't look bad to me.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. I meant just the sequence when the helmet was off and you saw Bruce.
Oh, you're nitpicking. That was a 3-second cut.
No, there was the point where at the end when all the Avengers who survived were just standing there in shock.
You weren't supposed to be looking at Hulk. You were supposed to be looking at Captain America, looking at the ground.
No, I'm just doing your thing too. Because then I'm looking at them like, wow. And then I see this guy at the background.
So it's not the Hulkbuster CGI that you have a problem with. It's it's the blend of like him being in the Hulkbuster. It just looked floaty.
Yeah.
And like there was that one little shot of like Thor flying up into the sky getting ready to throw his hammer, and it looked like the Matrix Reloaded.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hate how they always had to
like that's the type of thing that bugs me is that they could easily wire him up and use a green screen.
Yeah, exactly. At least you have the body, the real body.
Yeah, like what you need to make realistic looking is not the landscape, because like relatively speaking, it's way harder to make a human CGI more convincing.
Yeah, that's what I hate. Because you're right. They could just wire them up.
Yeah, they should have just wired up and have them throw something, and they didn't need to like do this weird
that's why I hate when they do that
thing. So again, like 2-second shot.
Yeah, man, you're right. But those things add up. You're right.
Yep.
Just like I didn't like Iron Man's armor. I like the stuff he did when he fought Thanos on Titan.
You didn't like Titan? You didn't like the look of the armor.
I didn't like the look of the armor. And
yeah, he looked kind of pudgy.
Yeah, not just the look, but again, the whole CGI of Iron Man's armor compared to the old films. But
I'm a lot more.
What it is.
I'm a lot more willing to like forgive how nimble and CGI he is in this.
Oh yeah.
It makes sense because the nanotech would make him a lot more flexible than like a regular Iron Man suit typically would be. Yeah, no,
you're right. It's just the whole CGI looking like Thor when he jumps up.
So like literally you were just talking about like visually speaking, you don't think they put enough detail into it to make it look like real.
I know he had his own armor physical set, but there's a lot of CGI over processing on top. Because I always compare it to Iron Man 1, the Iron Man 1 suits, and then Iron Man 2 when he had the suitcase suit, glamour. It's always nice to have a physical prop. Just
everyone tells me Iron Man 2 isn't that bad. They always bring up the suit. I'm like, that suitcase suit is not enough to save that movie.
I know, but it's cool,
you can't say that.
No, yeah, but it's cool, though. I like that.
But I mean, okay, so aside from the actual CGI work they did in it, how did you feel about Green Lantern Iron Man?
That was sick. I actually like Green Lantern Iron Man. Yeah, it was sick. The shield,
let's be honest here. All the stuff he's morphing, that's Green Lantern's power.
Yeah, Come on. So sick. The shield,
when he brought up the shield, the hammer.
And then when his leg just got a little bigger to plant it on the ground and do a super powerful boost kick.
And then he morphed them together to make a big old thruster.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is sick.
So you felt like it was good.
Yeah, that part I liked.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I actually really liked that. My favorite moment was when he's fighting like the kind of the priest son of Thanos. The first fight, and he has like all the nanosuits fly directly out of him, and they form like this. They form the mobile suit Gundam extra armored stuff that's just floating around him. And it's not ridiculous to imagine because Iron Man does have a nanotech. It's actually more ridiculous in the comics because Iron Man's nanotech is, I believe, in his bloodstream.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously, these movies are always going to escalate in terms of Iron Man's power. That's just what they do.
Or else he's going to get destroyed by all these crazy alien beings.
But where are you going to go from here?
Well, I mean, he's going to die in the next one. So.
You want to get real nitpicky, though?
Oh, okay.
Iron Man suit.
No, we might as well. You gotta.
Iron Man's suit. So, it's all contained in his, little chest thing, right?
Yeah. Just rip it out.
No. But the thing is, they made his suit transformation require his jacket.
Oh, yeah. He
had to pull...
Like a parachute?
Yeah, and then, wait. If the whole suit is combined into the thing, what's the point of you having to wear this jacket all the time in order to activate the suit? That doesn't make sense to me.
He really likes the colors.
It wasn't even a nice-looking jacket.
Oh, what I really like... Again, going back to that first scene, first major fight sequence.
Okay. The big Earth scene, the Earth fight scene.
Yeah, when the big ship, that was so sick. The whole shot, the 20-second sequence, when Robert Downey Jr. slowly walks to the door, exits. Things are just going crazy. There's just a bunch of hysteria, people going nuts, cars crashing into each other. It's not even just the fact that it's a one shot. It was the way it was shot, going about following the character.
That shot, it didn't even
care, huh?
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, see, that's the difference between me liking it a lot and
that's fine.
No, I just wanted to add that.
No, let's get it. I get it. You like camera tech and stuff like that, and I like actual plot in my movies, but it's okay.
It wasn't even camera tech. It was really like camera technique.
I get what you like of that though.
No, I just like that whole
the chaos, the chaos of the moment of revealing
setting
of the
ship. Tone in that. Oh man, New York's having it again. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I really like that scene.
Okay, that's good.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll cut it out. It's fine. Damn it. We're talking about Infinity War here, man. We're not talking about Dunkirk. All right?
It was Infinity War. I was like, you could do that. That's cool.
No, that's cool. I mean, they're good directors. They're capable of that kind of
So they're
shot.
brothers, though. I don't know how that works. Isn't that the Matrix? They're brothers, too, right? The
Wachowskis?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of how we do this show where, I do all the work, but then I pretend like you're included, and then and we just get thrown the credit in. It's fine.
Which Russo brothers carrying that? Oh, boy.
It's cool, because, you like the more morale support. That's how that type of thing works.
Oh, yeah. Since you're saying you were liking the plot a lot, let's go into...
Well, I didn't say I liked the plot.
Oh, okay, never mind. Let's talk about the Infinity War plot. How do you feel about the whole setup in that movie? How do you feel about it?
Are you talking about pacing?
Let's talk about... Oh, no, just the actual plot itself. Say, Gamora dying. How did you feel about...
Oh, okay.
Thanos sacrificing Gamora in order to get the Soul Stone.
Nothing in the movie shocked me. Mm-hmm. I felt like the plot was serviceable to set up the action scenes.
Okay.
I understand that all these Avengers movies are always going to be about the action scenes. Mm-hmm. And the difference between this movie and Age of Ultron is that Age of Ultron didn't have the plot to back up the action.
Yeah, because I actually think Age of Ultron had
really good action.
Really action scenes.
Some of the CGI was questionable, but the action scenes itself was done really well.
The choreography of itself, yeah. But yeah, like you said, the plot didn't back it up.
And this type of movie was, again, it knew what it had to do to make a good movie. I didn't have any problems with the plot.
Yeah, I wasn't in shock, even though, the 50% of the population was essentially perished. That didn't shock me, but the whole sequence of who are they going to take right now? Are they going to take out Iron Man? The whole sequence with Iron Man getting stabbed. They were trying to trick you there, saying, oh, here we go, he's going to die. Oh, he didn't. Okay, that's cool. And then they immediately cut back to Wakanda, to Captain America. Like, oh, they're foreshadowing he's going to die then, because one of these guys are supposed to be gone. And
they kept all the most expensive actors. The time stone's a problem.
No, that's a huge problem. Doctor Strange telling Tony, hey, if I'm put in a situation where I have to save the time stone or you or the kid, Spider-Man, I'm going to choose the time stone. That thing's freaking overpowered. Just get rid of that thing once you get this whole Avengers 3 and 4 out of the way. Revive, obviously Spider-Man, Black Panther.
Right.
That's why stuff like that, why I want to put it in my top 5. But then there's this movie called Thor Ragnarok. No, but how did you feel about the movie the first time?
Walking out of the movie the first time, I felt like when I walked out of Avengers.
Oh, okay.
It's like, the plot was
fun little romp.
It was good setup for the action. It was like, but like this, it closes so many little plot holes for me that I felt like, that kind of pushes it into a good movie.
That's another good thing about this movie. It's so impressive. After 1920 movies, they were able to close all the holes as tightly as possible, like we said earlier.
I felt like they did a good enough job to turn it into a standalone movie where this is like, we stopped the movie midway. You wait till next year. It was more like, they failed.
Yeah.
That's the end of this movie. That's the end of this plot line. What are they going to do the next one? We don't know, but it wasn't kind of a tease situation. It was like, you win some, you lose some situation at the end.
Yeah, Thanos won. All those people are dead. A lot of the Avengers are gone. Especially your favorite ones.
Yeah, pretty much every Avenger I like was gone except for Iron Man. Speaking of characters, like we said, most of the characters in this movie didn't get much screen time or development, with the exception of Thanos. But I have to say, my favorite plot line in the movie was Thor.
Oh, I know. That's why Thor is... I don't know, Ragnarok, man.
Oh, my God.
That was the turn.
You can't do that.
That was the point where they turned around and said, you know what, Thor's cool. Thor's cool in the MCU.
Yeah, and it's not that much happened to Thor, but it's like his moments were really powerful.
Especially his exchange with Rocket, talking about all the people he's lost, all the close and loved ones he's lost, and can't mourn right now completely. I gotta get that axe and defeat Thanos.
Yeah, you think they timed this movie for the release of God of War?
Oh man, I have to look into it. I don't even really know.
Like Thor didn't have a good plot line, but it had really good moments. Like when he's like, I'm just gonna hold the star open.
Time to flex.
Oh man, the star needs to be open. Sun's out, guns out.
Oh my God, that's too good.
That was a great moment. And then when Thor's like knocked out and like Tyrion Lannister's like, I need the handle, and
where's the handle?
Little teen Groot just walks up. I got this. I thought, that's awesome.
I could put my video game down for a second.
For me, it felt like it made the hammer or the axe more than just like another weapon. It was like it's a personal piece of the character and where it actually means something. It's not just another secret fiend destroying weapon. It ties in a character's lore, and I felt like that was a really good move on their part.
And he could call it back, right? Like Mjolnir? He could just call it. Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you saw him do it.
Oh, yeah.
But the look of the axe was a different situation.
Yeah, I don't know, because the whole handle itself,
I like the look of the handle.
Oh, you do?
I really
like
do.
Groot's
handle? My problem with it's just too big.
Okay.
It's not like a slick one-handed axe where you throw it and you come back.
Oh, because you like that whole slick, a lot of movement, freedom, fluidity.
Yeah, and this thing, it's more of like, I don't know, like a halberd deal.
Yeah, there it is.
With two hands.
A halberd, yeah, you're right.
And I feel like just as an action thing with him swimming with two hands, it just doesn't look as badass as it could.
Yeah, like the movement and choreography and fluidity of the axe itself.
Yeah, it just looks a little bulky, but I mean, it's Thor. Yeah,
it's Thor, dude.
I think he can handle it.
You see those guns? Move aside, Chris Evans. Look at these guns. And that haircut, I can't.
Oh man, can't.
Oh yeah, they brought the cape back.
Right. They didn't really explain. I'm okay with that.
I'm fine.
Because like
Thor, man.
He's just like, he just needs to look good. I need my cape. They never made it so like Thor's cape is part of his power, so I'm fine. Yeah. It's like, it's part of his.
You probably found it laying around while they were making the axe.
Yeah. While we're on Thor's plot line, little more nitpick stuff. They made such a big deal about these dwarves being the best like smiths in the galaxy, And like Thanos went through all this trouble of like cutting the last dwarf's hands off so that he can't do anything. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that kind of bugged me was that like they made such a big deal about these guys being such good smiths, but in the end it was just a matter of turning on the star,
I know, yeah,
pouring it into the mold, and then like breaking the mold. I'm like, okay, so what makes these dwarves so good other than they happen to be the guys running this machine with the star?
Oh, I think they kind of explain it. Whether it's a good explanation or not, they attempted to. They're saying it's not Thor was telling him, the dwarf.
Right, it's not about your hands, it's about your mind.
Yeah, meaning he already has the design in mind. You just got to mold it.
But the mold was already there too, so it wasn't even his mind though.
Well, I mean, he could have done it prior. It was already designed.
It's kind of one of those little details where, like, even if they did like explain it more, it would have cost too much screen time. I mean,
that's something like for a book, you know. That's why books are perfect for that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, what's his name? Damn, what's Terry's name?
Oh yeah, what's his name in the movie? I don't know his name.
I know he's from New Jersey, but I can't remember. Peter Dinklage.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the character in the movie.
No, Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
That one was a little on the nose, but he did a good job.
I was like, what? He's in this? I didn't even know he was in this movie.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't that.
Yeah, he wasn't.
But he did a good job, like selling like the genocide of his people.
Yeah.
And he's like, your life is yours, but your hands are mine. I felt like that was a really powerful moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this movie got heavy.
Yeah. What else is there?
How did you feel about like Peter Quill and Gamora's plot line?
No, I like that too.
Okay.
Whether it's, did you believe? Do you think it was believable that he pulled the trigger?
Yes. I really do.
Okay, same here. I feel the same way.
But I just felt like,
yeah, it's pretty cool too. Thanos saying, "I like you" at the end.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
My problem with it is I do feel like it was believable, but they didn't spend enough time with Peter Quill and Gamora, because I mean, in the first Guardians and 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, they were always like flirting and stuff, but they never really made it explicit that they really care about each other.
No, I think they did. In the second one, they definitely did though.
Well, that just shows you how forgettable the second movie was.
No, but the whole idea.
But like, I felt like that moment where Peter Quill finally makes his decision to shoot Gamora. It didn't hit me emotionally enough because I felt like they didn't spend enough time with Peter Quill and Gamora for me to care about their relationship.
The thing is, I think they did. The problem again though with this movie, it's not a standalone movie. You have to watch the other ones to get the most out of Infinity War.
Right, but my problem is my memory of Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't feel like that was established enough.
No, exactly.
I mean, obviously, like they like each other, they love each other, but like in the context of the movie, I felt like for some reason that moment didn't hit me as hard as it should.
No, that's the problem, you know, with these movies, these super big team movies.
And for example, that like literally 30 seconds before when Gamora stabbed like the image of Thanos, I felt like that moment hit really hard for me. So I don't know where the line is, but like that was a strong moment for me. But the Peter Quill shooting Gamora thing wasn't.
That just means you forgot. Yeah, it didn't stick with you because Guardians 2 wasn't as good. But I mean, that's one of the problems that comes up with a movie like this, where you
don't look at us. We didn't make that movie.
Where you have to, they have to essentially depend on all the past 18, 19, whatever movies, because to do a movie like this, you have to do the setup, or you would do the Justice League route. You see what happens. You can't just rush it all.
Quick question for you. Marvel lore. Star-Lord's dad versus Thanos. Who wins?
Oh, Thanos, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
If Peter Quill could beat that guy, I mean,
not Thanos with one stone. Thanos with one stone.
Oh, Thanos with one stone.
No, you can't. Obviously, nobody beats Thanos with 6 stones. We don't know yet.
Yeah, are you sure about that? You see Avengers 4?
You see Captain America hold him back for like 5 seconds?
Oh, that's another thing. They didn't spend enough time with Captain America and Black Panther.
They didn't spend any time with them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man, because they can't do anything super special in terms of magical spectacle powers.
I swear they spent more time with Captain America and Black Panther in the trailer than they did in the movie.
Yeah, or exactly the same amount of time. That's
get this man a shield.
That was it. That was the whole. Oh man.
Speaking of Captain America, I did not like his 2 gauntlet shield things.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna give him a new vibranium shield,
or like a black shield.
Yeah, a black vibranium shield.
Yeah,
but no,
it's like these weird punching gauntlet things.
It's like missed opportunity.
Even if I don't like Captain America, I've admitted that before, but like to not have Captain America do his thing.
Yeah, especially with this.
Feels wrong for Captain America.
Especially
fans.
when there's like 50,000 enemies on the screen. You think they could have done some cool spectacle shield combo or something.
Yeah, like
he throws it. But
one of my favorite moments in Age of Ultron is when Cap just throws up the shield and Thor slams it with his hammer and it just ricochets off everyone like a pinball machine. No, there was none of that. Yeah. So like Captain America was relegated to like a melee guy.
Yeah. Same with Black Panther. They didn't spend much time.
Oh, Black Panther got nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Just absolutely nothing.
Except when he was gathering his army and everybody for the whole frontal defense. That was it.
To be fair, Black Panther was the most recent movie.
Yeah.
They finally felt like they gave him enough screen time.
Oh, probably at that point they're like, yeah, no, exactly. They didn't think, oh wow, we're gonna break so many records with Black Panther.
But on the bright side, they also didn't focus on Black Panther's like kinetic shield deal.
Yeah, you saw it a couple times, and then
but like they use it a good effect where it's like, oh, it's kinetic shield, but then it just busts through it.
Yeah,
and
he's like, it doesn't
it.
matter what. It's so powerful. It just you're right. Like you said, overloads that kinetic shield.
Yeah, for the most part, he just had like his regular clean suit, so I like that a lot. But he just
love that clean suit.
He didn't get any action scenes.
Yeah, him and Captain
America.
America.
Like, come on, man, Russo brothers, come on, you did this last time.
Yeah, Winter Soldier and Civil War, you could have done something cool for him. Mm-hmm. You're like, nope.
You had your chance. You did a good job. We'll get you next time. Maybe.
You think they're going to get tired of all these Marvel movies? The Russo brothers? You think
have they done anything in between?
I don't think so. They've been filming back to back to back all these. You got Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then Infinity War 1, and then 2.
I think they'll want to close out the loop on their work.
Yeah, this one. And then you think they're going to do another one?
I don't feel like this
Avengers
one.
4?
This one, I felt like it did a good enough job to be a standalone movie, but I don't think like this. I don't think they would want to end on this note.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they already filmed it 4, but I mean,
oh,
after
okay,
that,
okay.
That.
I wouldn't blink an eye if it was the last one.
Because I'm afraid it can only go downhill from here.
Because after that
jaded
one,
and you're just doing the same thing so many times.
I mean, how many other Marvel characters are there really? So like on points of moments just not quite hitting for me. Mm-hmm. The final end scene with everyone's deaths. Where he just snaps and like half the population disintegrates.
Oh, you didn't like how they executed on it?
No, because like literally the only character that got any time was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Aside from Spider-Man, everyone else was just like, oh, mid-sentence, then they fade. Mm-hmm. And I felt like when you're going to escalate something to this mass of a scale where half your heroes die, I felt like, oh, okay, well, now they're just going to fade away. And it's just none of the moments hit for me because they didn't spend enough time.
No, you're right. They should have done
more.
They
didn't give anybody any emotional moments. They're just like...
Besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, okay, so like when Bucky walks up to Cap and he just fades and Cap's just like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And then they cut away. And it's like, okay, like you spent so much time building up this relationship between Cap and Bucky and you don't give him any screen time to like react or anything like that. If you're going to spend this much time like on this scale killing everybody... And I walked away feeling like, oh, that wasn't that intense of a moment.
Yeah, because it could have been a solid 10, 15 seconds for each death.
Yeah.
And that's not even a minute.
Yeah.
And a little over a minute, and it would have been fine.
And it was just like, okay, on a mass scale, I should feel a lot more impact than I did. Mm-hmm. Obviously, one of the parties behind us did not feel that way because she was bawling, dude.
Because I think the idea was... just the whole plot twist. They were focusing on that instead of the emotional reaction.
Right, but the girl behind us was like,
but she
crying.
felt it. I guess she felt it.
Like, oh man, I wish I was you right now.
I know, that means you really love this film.
Right. But all that being said, the exception is Spider-Man with Iron Man.
Yeah,
he was good.
Again, because also the reason because why that was so good is because Homecoming was so good.
Right.
They built that relationship there.
Yeah, and what I was about to say is the reason why I felt like Spider-Man was the only one that got an emotional death scene is you flash back to Spider-Man Homecoming when you do that scene where Spider-Man is under the rubble looking at his own reflection and like crying. Mm-hmm. He just did such a good thought. They're like, oh, dude, we have to put that in this movie. Tom Holland. Hell of an actor. You are really good at looking vulnerable.
Yeah, he's good. And then whole setup in the beginning too, where Tony wanted to settle down, but Pepper obviously sees Peter as his son figure.
Oh, you should have named the son Peter. No, that's too on the nose. Yeah, when he first got on the ship and like Pepper's breaking off the phone, that was really good.
Yeah, you saw in his eyes.
He's like, oh no, what did she say? What was her last sentence?
Yeah, because like that could be it. Mm-hmm. He knows that that could be the last thing I hear from her. Because I could be dead. But don't worry.
Right.
There's an Avengers 4.
We don't know. It's a standalone movie.
Oh, my God. Well, I like how the whole misdirection approach they were trying when they were focusing on Black Panther's right hand.
And on that point, another reason why the deaths didn't hit hard for me is the characters they chose to kill. Like Black Panther and Peter Parker. That alone immediately tells me, these deaths mean nothing.
Yeah.
These deaths are irrelevant because they're just going to bring them back. If they killed, like, say, Thor or Iron Man or Captain America, I would have walked away like, are they going to come back? I have no idea.
No, yeah. But the more I think about it, though.
My problem is with characters they chose, it erased any doubt of these deaths meaning anything.
Yeah.
For me, and that's my problem with it.
No, you're right. But for me, I keep thinking about it. It's like... The more I think about it, it looks like a beautiful setup for the next film. That one's going to be the big one. Like all this misdirection was part of this film, Infinity War. They better execute on the second one, on Avengers 4, because that's when the real deaths are going to happen.
I'm not okay with the idea of making this a setup movie for the next one, because that takes credit away from this movie. And if that's a decision they chose, I think, obviously, I'm going to hold that as a criticism then.
Okay.
I feel like if you're going to divide a movie up into 2 parts, you better make both parts worthwhile.
I know. We're going to find out.
Well, no, I'm saying you should know right now whether or not this
movie? Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying right now, do you think this movie was worthwhile on its own?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's fine.
But I guess we're just being...
No, but I'm talking on the level that you're saying, oh, I'm okay with them making this a setup for the next one.
I believe it is both a good movie and a setup.
For me, it's like if you're going to straight up actually kill people, I would divide up the actual death counts between the 2 movies. There's like not a second in my mind that I buy that Black Panther and Spider-Man are dead. So that takes away from this movie.
Yeah, because as a person, they made a bunch of money. They gotta make a sequel. Blah 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 blah.
Right. Yeah, so that detracts from the movie, and that's what I'm gonna hold against that. Personally, that death scene. So like it takes away from the believability. So like I would have.
Are they casted for the next Black Panther 2, Spider-Man 2?
There's no way they went through all the trouble finding the absolute perfect actor for these movies. We'll just find somebody else.
No, you're right.
There's no chance.
That's true. I feel the same way. It's just not at that extent where I'm just like there's a negative. I was like, because when I saw those deaths too, I was like, yeah, I know they're not actually dead.
It's like it detracted from how powerful the moment could have been.
Yeah, for me though, it wasn't actually about the deaths themselves, but about the uncertainty of who was going to die. Because the whole time I'm hoping, all right, I know they're going to kill some people here.
Oh, you're hoping to
Please don't kill this character and this character. So I go through that whole sequence on my edge of my seats thinking, okay, please don't die. Please don't die. All right, we're good. So let's find out who's going to die. So that's the whole sequence of who's going to die.
And we all knew he was going to snap. Like, that was never in doubt.
Oh, actually, with me, I didn't think he was going to get all the stones in this movie, but I guess he did.
He got the stones really easily.
Yeah. Like after all these movies, he got it all in one.
I'm like, oh, come on.
Because did he start out with one? He had one, right? In the beginning of the movie?
Then when they first introduced Thanos, he was the one that gave Loki his scepter. So he definitely had that one. But then after the first Avengers movie, he had 0. So like the first stone he had before he attacked Thor's ship, that was like a quick mention. Oh, he got this from like Xandar, I think. Or
the Power Stone.
Yeah, he's like that was just like an off note. It was like it wasn't any part of any movie. It was just like, oh, he got this stone.
I think it was in Guardians.
Huh? Was it?
Yeah, that's why you saw Quill's or the Guardians' reaction, like, what, Xandar? Like it's destroyed.
Oh, okay.
I remember it happened in one of the Guardians films, 1 or 2.
Okay, but he started the movie. He started the movie with one stone.
The Power Stone's the purple one because I remember the comet coming in.
Oh, how awesome was that scene where he's fighting Iron Man? He's super bad. He just pulls a moon and drops a moon on everyone.
So pissed. Like, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore.
That was good.
I'm done playing. Here's the.
That was super.
Power Stone.
Woo! Are you kidding me? That's overpowered. Not as overpowered as the Time Stone, but.
Yeah, not as overpowered as the Time. What does the Space Stone do? The blue one.
I think the Space Stone is literally how he teleports.
Oh, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much. That's how Loki brought all those warriors to Earth in the first event. Okay,
it's the teleporter, sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You happy?
Thanks. In reality, you just adjust the reality and perception of others. That's
cool. Soul Stone.
Was a Soul Stone.
Who knows? It's the Soul Stone. It requires sacrifice.
You get nothing out of it. You just sacrifice.
I will give them this. His scene of killing Gamora. Mm-hmm. That hit pretty hard.
That was good, right?
That was good.
Yeah.
Where she just looks at him. No.
It's like BS.
Are you kidding me?
You don't feel for me. What are you crying? Like, oh no.
Yeah, and that's why Josh Brolin's a good actor.
Oh, how did you feel about going back to the Gamora death scene? How'd you feel about Red Skull making a cameo?
It was like, okay, you of all people. I didn't like it.
I liked it because we give him a chance to redeem himself in a future film, hopefully.
Okay, from Hugo Weaving's perspective.
Oh, it's not Hugo anymore. I looked it up. It's not.
That wasn't him?
No.
Oh, then what's the redemption?
They recasted it. They got someone else.
Oh.
Well, redemption for the character Red Skull.
Okay, right? For me, it was my problem with it is I don't see how Red Skull's plotline in the first Avenger relates to what he's doing for the Soul Stone. I don't see the connection there.
I just remember he held the blue one, the Space Stone, so that don't make sense how he got teleported there.
Mm-hmm. So for me, it was like, okay, this character that you're introducing that's quote-unquote protecting the Soul Stone, they could have thrown any other character in it and it would have had the same credibility. There's no connection between what the character is doing or what the character's background is and what he's doing.
Well, he was trying to harness the power of the Space Stone or whatever, which Captain America won.
Yeah, so it's like half the
and he got in the film. He just got shot up in the air.
Right,
that laser beam.
But like half the villains in Marvel are trying to collect the stones. Why is this villain in particular connected to the Soul Stone? I'm not feeling it.
It's pretty tough with these type of films. It's hard to suspend.
You know what it was?
I hate the suspension of disbelief thing, but I mean,
no, and I get that. Yeah. But again, suspension of disbelief is not something you choose.
No, yeah, but for some things, there's an extent. But obviously, for you, it's really high. Like everything has to be precise and perfect.
Well, I feel like you're attacking me, Ray.
No, it makes sense. That's person to person.
It's not something that I do on purpose, and I don't feel like suspension of disbelief is it's your tolerance for it.
Yeah,
and it's not something you choose. It's like sometimes you can adjust it to a certain amount, just depending on how much you like the movie.
There's a range,
and which is why I'm finding so many problems with this movie, but I still liked it.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. I'm thinking about why do you like this film?
I don't know.
I like some of these, actually all these films.
I don't.
No, I didn't say you like all of them, but some films like why do you even like Iron Man? There's
this movie had
a bunch of holes there, right?
This movie did enough of a good job tying together its actual good moments. It had a lot of good moments.
And that's surprising, too, because all 50 characters in one movie, juggling this subplot and another, how pacing was good.
But again, you probably do have the best directors for any of the Marvel movies doing this one.
Yeah.
Except for Jon Favreau, Iron Man 1. Can't beat that.
That's good. Oh, but he had to juggle 50 million, superstars.
He made Robert Downey Jr., all right? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they had practice with Civil War. Like, all right, let's see how we can juggle all these characters. And then the big stage with Infinity War, juggling all these Avengers.
Quick question for you. Between Civil War and this movie, which one do you pick?
Still Infinity War, but then I still feel Civil War had better choreography.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But that's why it's weird to me. Like, I'm still picking Infinity War over...
You're picking Infinity War over Civil War?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know. The plot twist of it all, just even though I'm not all into the, surprise, surprise... For some reason, Infinity War, I really enjoyed Infinity War.
And that was the weakness of Infinity War. They didn't.
Yeah, and yet I still enjoyed it.
They got to develop Thanos and Thor to a certain extent.
What a waste of Thor 1 and 2, Like, he had the potential. He just needs someone to bring it out of him.
Oh, to mention the Thor thing. I know you love Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But Infinity War invalidates everything Thor Ragnarok was trying to preach. Because... You already know what I'm going to say, right? They spent the whole of Thor Ragnarok making the whole point, Asgard is not a place, it's a people. And then within the first 5 minutes of Infinity War, they kill the people anyway.
So it sets the tone. It's like Thanos is like, no, I'm not having it. Boom.
Right. But the problem is now it makes the entirety of Thor Ragnarok kind of a useless movie. Useless isn't the wrong point, but it kind of like, okay, what was the point of it?
That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy and evil Thanos is. He just... It set the tone.
The biggest thing is that you actually see Thanos' ship at the end of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, I guess everything we fought for this entire movie, it was pointless. We're gone. We're done.
That sucks. Yeah, coming off of a big win.
It was, you know what it was? It made Infinity War a lot better, but it really hurt Thor Ragnarok in my eyes.
No, I don't think it hurt the film, though. It's just literally, that's how powerful Thanos is.
No, I get that. That's an unfair connection, but I don't know. It's just like, okay,
it that way?
Like this movie just like it made, okay, so like all that time I spent Thor Ragnarok, it's gone. It's gone.
I don't think it's useless if you enjoy something. I don't think it's ever a waste.
I think you're just trying to defend Thor Ragnarok to me again.
No, if you enjoy something, it's never a waste.
No, if you enjoy something, let it go.
Wait, let it go. Is it let it snow or let it go?
What?
Never mind. Frozen? There it is.
That was a bad joke.
No, I'm serious. I always confuse the lines.
No, you're... Oh, my God.
I'm serious.
I'm cutting that out.
The Tesla, whatever, snowman guy.
Tesla.
All right.
I'm cutting you out.
No. But all in all, okay, let's just round it about now with Infinity War. Is it in your top 5 of Disney, Marvel, MCU?
No.
Okay.
Not close.
Oh, not close.
It sounds like you thought it was good.
Yeah.
For me, it was on like...
Because I know you don't really like them altogether.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. But I thought I'd crack near the top 5 at least.
Oh, really?
No, for you. Like
It's an impersonal story. And my favorite from Marvel movies are always the personal stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think in all of my top 5 Marvel movies that we listed, it was all like personal character. Like it was a focus on the character.
It's probably the first iteration of that movie too, because obviously that's where you have the big developments.
Well, Civil War was number 2. Sorry, not Civil War. Winter Soldier. Okay. Winter Soldier was a second movie.
No, that's true. But then that's the first time Russo brothers came in, so it's a different story.
Yeah. So no, I wouldn't say it's close to my top 5.
Okay.
But you seem like you like it a lot more. For me,
it's not my top 5 though. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it is, but for me, it's like I would probably put it on par with the first Avengers movie, maybe a little better, maybe a little worse, depending on like what we're focusing on. But that's kind of where I draw the line for this movie.
Yeah, overall though, I still put it. Yeah, overall at the end of the day, I put it above Avengers 1.
Okay, so where are you sandwiching these two movies? Try to get as close as possible.
In terms of Infinity War?
Infinity War is between what 2 movies?
Oh, okay.
And try to get it as close as possible, you know. So obviously, you can't be like Iron Man 2 and Captain America Winter Soldier. That's not helpful.
Huge range. Sure.
It's a huge movie.
Iron Man 1, Winter Soldier, Guardians, Ragnarok, Spider-Man. What else is that there? I guess there's Civil War.
Whoa, you're putting Ragnarok over Spider-Man?
Civil War. Is there anything else that I can't? There's too many movies now. I can't even think of them. I guess I would put it in number 7 spot maybe.
You're putting it below in Civil War.
Yeah, below Civil War. Yep, better. Civil War's better. I'm gonna pick Civil War.
So you're saying between Civil War and Avengers 1?
Yes.
That's where you draw
the
line.
Is that a good enough range?
Yeah, that's fair.
Better than Avengers 1, but not as good as Civil War. I think that's where I put it.
But in terms of really close to Civil War. Is it closer to
closer to Avengers.
Oh, it's closer to Avengers.
Closer to Avengers 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I swear my opinions of Civil War shift week to week.
It changes because I have to watch, because honestly, I don't even remember much now. Besides there's an airport scene and then the Black Panther chase scene. That's all I remember.
Yeah, some days I'm like, oh, Civil War is awesome. The other days I'm like, it wasn't that good. It wasn't good. I just flip-flop back and forth.
Don't get caught up with the internal hype where you don't want to put it down or diminish it.
No, I'm not like you, man. I don't let my perception affect.
No, I think that's.
No, you're the one that was
like, just because a lot of people like it doesn't mean you have to hate it, kind of thing.
No, you're Mr. Oh, Black Panther wasn't as good as I was hoped, so it's a bad movie.
No, that whole end.
No, we already covered that. I'm being unfair to you.
That's funny though. So what's your range then for Infinity War?
I would say it's pretty close to Avengers.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what is right below.
Yeah, because I can't think. There's so many damn movies.
Okay, so after my top 5,
yeah, that's why I was listening, because I was just trying to recall the movies.
Oh God, I don't know.
Right? It's tough.
I don't like a lot of Marvel movies.
Oh, it's better than Guardians 2. Did you like Guardians 2?
I don't think Guardians 2 is as bad as everyone says.
It's because I keep comparing to Guardians 1 and I really like it.
You're doing the exact same thing. You're telling me not to do. I'm just kidding. Guardians 2, I would say, again, if we're playing our game good or bad, I would probably say Guardians 2 is good.
No, yeah, it's good. It's just
not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that far from the first one as you do.
Oh, no, I do.
I mean, except for the end. The end sucked. When they go super CGI, I couldn't even tell you what happened at the end of Guardians 1, except for the dance.
No, it's just this whole war, spaceship battle, and then the dance.
I Am Groot, though. Oh, no, Guardians 1 is way better.
Oh, my God. See, it's hard because you have to remember all these. There's so many things going on.
Now that I think about it, I don't even know if I hold Guardians 2 worse than Avengers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's right along that line.
I think I put Avengers 1 above Guardians 2.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is Avengers, Infinity War, and Guardians 2 are like along the same lines for me. But those 3 movies, I don't know where they land relative to anywhere else. So I don't know how helpful I'm being.
I mean, because there's Thor 1, Thor 2. Oh, well, you like the Hulk movie.
I did, but...
So where do you put... That's why it's tough. Where do you put those? There's too many things to...
I do get why people don't like the first Hulk movie, because it doesn't belong to the MCU.
Yeah, because when they were filming that thing, it wasn't. They didn't establish. All right, this is the direction and tone we're going for these films.
The main colonel that's like leading Shield now, he was straight up like marketed as like the worst guy ever in this movie, in the Hulk movie. Yeah. And now he's just like he's a suit, he's a stiff, but he's got his mind in the right place. But I don't know. So I don't want to put Hulk in that category because it's just too inconsistent with the universe.
Yeah, but it's not your fault. It's their fault.
Right. But that's why I'm saying I'm not going to ever include it in any ranking among the MCU movies. All right, Incredible Hulk number 1.
All right, there we go.
No. I mean, you want to just list all the movies for me and I'll tell you it's worse or better than Infinity War? No, I'm just kidding.
It's too many. It's like 20 altogether.
Iron Man 2, worse than Infinity War.
No, yeah, well, that's Obvious.
Right about equal with Avengers 1 is probably about as good as I'm going to be able to get it.
That's good.
So we're pretty in agreement with...
Yeah.
But you think I'm just too nitpicky?
No, that's normal.
It's just too soft. Oh, it's normal for me,
right?
No,
it's normal. Oh, my God. You're soft.
No, you're soft. Don't criticize the movie so much. You're being so hard on it. It's okay, Ray. You don't have to be the mom of this podcast.
No, I'm not. Is there anything else that we have to run through the Infinity War? I think we hit the points. Unless you have anything else to add.
I think, action was good.
But again, they had to jump a lot, so it wasn't the best sequence of actions in terms of the choreography. Because again, I keep thinking about the other movies like Civil War and.
Just nobody got enough screen time.
Like you said, again,
except
serviceable.
For Thor.
Serviceable.
Except
for Thor. That one was. Woo! That screen time was sick.
Oh.
And Iron Man. Yeah, like again, the cool combos, Iron Man combos on Titan.
Yeah. Green Lantern.
There we go. The Green Lantern Iron Man.
That's what Green Lantern should have looked like. It did not feel very Iron Man to me, but it's part of Iron Man's lore to have Thanos.
We're at that point now.
Iron Man is actually more ridiculous, so I just gotta have to let that one go. But it did look sick. Oh, I remember now. Mm-hmm. When I was watching the movie and Spider-Man got his suit and the spider legs came out.
Oh, the Iron Spider?
Yeah, the Iron Spider-Man with his 4 extra Doc Ock.
Yeah, because they already teased it at the end of Homecoming.
No, they teased the suit.
Yeah, the suit, but you don't.
But we didn't see the spider legs coming out. How did you feel about it?
No, I liked it.
Oh, okay.
No, I liked it. I just didn't like the suit itself, the design of the suit.
You didn't like the metallic look.
I'm fine with the Iron Spider legs.
You didn't like the metallic look of it because Spider-Man's more of a jumpsuit kind of guy.
Yeah, his first suit his Homecoming suit is sick.
Yeah.
And then that happens.
I'm really glad to hear that because when I saw
the legs.
When I saw the spider legs, I'm like, oh, this is sick. But this is just like the exact type of thing that Ray would just complain about it.
No, I liked it.
This is the type of thing I imagine you ruining the whole movie for you.
No, that's not me.
Oh yeah, it was great because the moment where he's trying to catch everyone, and the spider legs curl up into a ball.
Yeah, to hold him while he has his free hands to swing
at a gimbal. Yeah. That was sick.
Spider-Man's the MVP. He always steals the.
He steals the show.
He steals the scene.
He stole the ending.
Yeah, he just steals every scene he's in. He steals it. That's it.
Biggest criticism, it wasn't Black Panther.
It wasn't Iron Man.
We need
it wasn't
more
Ragnarok.
Black Panther. Oh, what?
It wasn't Winter Soldier.
No.
It wasn't Guardians 1.
I would put this above Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Phew. All right, I could breathe.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap on the movie. Overall, pretty positive. It had clear direction, and it hit everything that it wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. So it felt like it was a good job and knew its place as a movie.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of these MCU movies. There's clear direction in where they want to go. Whether you like it or not, it's a different story, but...
Yeah.
All right.
That's a wrap.
Boom. Please follow us at PT Nerds, and please catch us on the next one.
And if you can, leave a review. Thank you.
Peace.